What's going on, guys? Back for another MLB video. Look, yesterday was not the greatest day, I'll admit. I've seen some line changes throughout the day. Seen a lot of line movement that definitely made me reconsider some of the bets. I've ended up playing some totals and got hooked on a few of them, so it was a losing day for me overall. But so sorry if anybody lost some money. Hopefully it wasn't too bad, but losing days are going to come. It's part of the territory. We don't dwell on it. We don't worry about yesterday. We use our bankroll management. We move on to the next day. Losses happen. That's the way it goes. So we don't dwell on yesterday. We don't want to have that negative mindset. So let's just get into the games right away. Let's try to find some winners and bounce back on this Wednesday. We got some day baseball. We got potential for some no-run first inning plays. We got maybe a couple home run bets, but not the greatest weather in some places. But I'll talk about that in a second. But let's get into it. I don't want to waste you guys' time. So here we go. First game. All right, first game we're going to is Oracle Park, where the Giants host the Mets. We got Blake Snell going and Sean Manaea, two lefties. Now, both these teams hit lefties fairly well. The Mets have not had a lefty recently in the last 5 games, so there's no data for the most recent games. On the road, though, they do hit a little bit better versus lefties, around a 200 average, 270 average. Sorry, both these teams hitting around 250 overall on the season. The Giants last 5 games are hitting 231 versus left-handed pitching. I don't see any data for the Mets for some reason, which is weird, which maybe because they haven't faced enough left-handed pitchers to qualify. But Sean Manaea going here, he had only 3 strikeouts in 5 innings last time, only gave up 2 earned runs, no home runs. And then Blake Snell, 3 strikeouts in 4 2/3 inning. He gave up 5 earned runs in that huge Diamondbacks win that they won 17-0, but still no home runs. The thing with me here is these teams kind of start slow. The Giants this season are 14-11, no run first inning. The Mets are 15-8. Both, they've hit 3 in a row, no run first innings. The Mets rank 30th in first inning runs this season. The Giants rank 24th. So I could potentially see another slower starting game. We see the total set at 7.5. Not really any temperature, like wind issues. It shouldn't be an issue in that park. So this will be a little bit more pitcher friendly. So I kind of actually think I got to go with the Nerfy in this one, the no run first inning. It's probably a little juice just due to the 2 pitchers and a pitcher friendly environment, but I think given the numbers of the most recent history, as long as Snell doesn't give up a lot of walks, which is what he's kind of bad for, but he can also get strikeouts too. So the Mets don't strike out a ton, but I think this is the best way to play this game. I do lean to the Mets on the money line in this one until Snell shows me like a solid, 5-6 innings of solid baseball, not giving up a lot of runs. I don't really want to back him, especially even laying juice. So maybe the Mets can bump out of their funk. But give me the no run first inning for a little afternoon 6-out sweat. Hopefully, we can just go first inning and continue their no run first inning kind of streak that they've gotten going. So give me the. All right, next we're going to Anaheim, where the Angels host the Orioles. Yesterday, I initially took the Orioles in the video. Then on social media, I took the Orioles team total over 4.5. Unfortunately, they only scored 4 runs, so lost either way on those ones. So that was a higher scoring game. I think it was 11 runs, 7-4 Angels win. Griffin Canning actually got the win there. It's the first time he's got a win in a long time. But I'm going back to the well. I'm going Orioles team total over 4.5 in this one. I can't really pick a winner. I lean to Baltimore just because the Angels seem to struggle after a win. They haven't stacked up back-to-back wins. 6 times in a row after a win, they've lost the next game. My only concern here is Dean Kramer. He's been kind of so-so. He's a righty. He's given up 2 home runs and a home run, so 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. He did get some run support in his last game, but not enough. He ended up losing that game. He's taken the loss in 3 straight games, giving up 9 earned runs in 16 innings with 12 strikeouts. So I don't know if I love Dean Kramer a ton, but then you got Tyler Anderson, the lefty. He only had 2 strikeouts in 7 innings pitched versus Cincinnati last outing. He gave up a home run. He had 4 strikeouts in 4 1/3 innings versus Boston. He gave up 2 home runs. So he can give up the long ball, and this Orioles team hits lefties pretty well. So the Orioles batting 265 this season overall versus lefties. Angels batting 236 versus righties. When you look at more recent data, the Orioles are batting 347 average over the last 5 games. Angels batting 228. So I'm going to go to the Orioles team total. I think they get 5 runs here. We're seeing this is slightly juiced around minus 120, but we're seeing the total for the game at 9. So I think the Orioles could put up 5 runs. I think they could win this game too, but both these bullpens have been used a little bit now, so I think we could see some runs in this game. The weather should be decent this afternoon. I would look at maybe Colton Cowser to hit a home run and Mike Trout. Mike Trout's just been on fire, so he's hits righties. Mike Trout, Taylor Ward, Logan O'Hoppe are the top Angels versus righties. I mentioned it. I mention it over and over because it's the most consistent ones. But Mike Trout is the most consistent hitter on this Angels team, obviously. So getting him at plus 300 versus a righty again that can give up home runs, I got to go with it. Mike Trout loves hitting home runs at home in Anaheim. So in a pretty good hitter condition. But overall, I'm just going to take the Orioles team total over 4.5. I kind of lean to the full game over as well. All right, next we're going to the Cleveland Guardians Boston Red Sox team game. This Boston Red Sox team is just riddled with injuries. Tristan Cassis went down yesterday. Now he's out for I don't know how long, and Rafael Devers is out. I don't know for how long either. So that definitely hurts this Boston team. They already lost Trevor Story early in the season for the season. Plus, they got a lot of their pitchers and relief pitchers and stuff like that are on the injury report. So it's just not good for this Boston team right now. They have still managed to get 13 wins on the season, but this Guardians team is the hottest team in the MLB. It's to start the season. They've won 17 of 23 games. They did win 4-1 yesterday. They won, what was it, 3 of 4 in that last series. So I think I got to go with the Guardians in this one. Versus right-handed pitching, they're pretty similar. My concern a little bit is Carlos Carrasco, obviously, because I've seen him once last week, so they do have a little bit of advantage there. But Cleveland is hitting 250 versus right-handed pitching. Red Sox are hitting 225 versus righties. So I kind of got to go with the better, hotter team, less injuries. I also lean to the Nerfy in this one, the no-run first inning. So the Guardians are 13-10 on the no-run first inning, having hit 2 straight. And the Red Sox are 12-12 on the season, no-run first inning, hitting 1. I don't think though if I think if a team scores in this one first in the inning, it'll be the Guardians. But so I would take the no-run first inning. The wind is blowing in at like 12 miles an hour. Low temperatures should help potentially keep some balls in the park. If there's some fly balls, hit to the track, hopefully that wind blowing in will let them hang on a little bit. So I got to lean to the Nerfy here. As far as first inning runs, Boston is kind of in the top, but recently their numbers are a lot worse, and on the road they're worse as well. So if they were at home, this would be a little bit different situation probably. And then as far as Cleveland goes, they rank kind of like bottom 20 as far as first inning runs. So I actually don't mind this no run first inning. I think this game kind of gets off to a little bit slow start too. All right, going to this Nationals-Dodgers game, we're seeing both pitchers that faced off last week in a 2-0 Nationals win. Both these pitchers, Landon Knack, he went 5 innings. He had 4 strikeouts. He gave up a home run, which ended up being, I think it was to C.J. Abrams, which ended up being the 2-run home run that won the game. And then Jake Irvin, he had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, 1 walk, no earned runs. So he was actually solid. This one's kind of tough because the second time seeing these pitchers again the second time in a week, it gives the advantage obviously to the hitters. When you look at these guys playing versus right-handed pitching, they're both hitting around like 230 versus righties. This one is really tough for me, but I think the Dodgers get it done in the end. Lane Thomas is now out for the Nationals too, so the Nationals injuries are also starting to stack up. Gilbert Ruiz, Victor Robles, all them being out for a little while. Lane Thomas now is it's showing questionable, but if Lane Thomas doesn't go, that definitely it hurts them a little bit. In my opinion, CJ Abrams is the main guy to this Nationals team right now. He's kind of putting it all together. And yesterday their offense didn't get going. So the Dodgers, I think, slightly have the advantage in this one. Them as a minus 177. I'm not going to lay that, but I would put them in the Guardians together. I think both the two favorites, money line parlay at plus 166. As much as I want to take the Nationals, I think I might be taking the Nationals tomorrow with Mackenzie Gore. I don't know if I want to take them today, just because Jake Irvin was so good last time out. I could see this game getting out of hand potentially, but I think the Dodgers just have the upper hand. So I just got to go with the Dodgers and put them with the Guardians just to not lay any juice. I'm not laying the run line with them this time. I did yesterday and it worked out, but I think I'm just going to go two teams just got to win. So give me that there. All right, next game up, Phillies Reds. This one's actually tough for me. It depends who's in the lineup for the Reds. I'm seeing some guys that are possibly questionable for this game. Jake Fraley, Jonathan India, both questionable with illnesses. Those two guys could be a big difference maker. Obviously, Ellie De La Cruz has been the hot guy for this team. He hit a home run yesterday. I could honestly see him hitting another one today off a right-handed pitcher, but Spencer Turnbull has only given up one home run through 4 starts so far this season. 1, 2, 3, 4 starts. He did face this Reds lineup early in the season, back in the beginning of April. He had 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, gave up no earned runs. And then he's had some pretty soft lineups since then. He faced the Cardinals, the Pirates, and the White Sox. So he's kind of had a little bit of a softer start. Nick Lodolo faced the Angels, the White Sox, and the White Sox again. And then, Nick Lodolo placed the White Sox and the Angels both this season. So not the craziest of lineups. He's gotten 6 strikeouts or more both of his starts, no home runs given up. This is going to be a challenge for him on a Phillies team that hits lefties at like a 270 average, 288 over the last 5 games. The Reds are hitting righties around 200. So as long as Bryson Stott was out of the lineup yesterday, and it made me stay off the Phillies altogether. But I think this one is a bounce back. If I gotta see these lineups first. I want to know who's in for the Reds and who's in for the Phillies, but I actually lean to the Phillies in this one. They are 7-0 after a loss. They bounced back. They've won. Let's see, where is it? Phillies after a loss. Yeah, 7-0 straight up after a loss. They're also 3-0 in the game 3 in the third game of a series after a loss as well so far this season. So for whatever reason, those trends kind of somewhat help. Spencer Turnbull is a good option. I like the fact that they can hit lefties. This game could very well start pretty slowly. It would not surprise me to see this no-run first inning game, but the only thing with that is that the Phillies are one of the top teams. They're ranked second in first runs in MLB first inning runs. So Arizona is the only one in front of them. That's the only thing that gives me a little bit of pause. The Cincinnati ranks 25th in first inning runs. So I could see Nick Lodolo getting out of this one clean. The Reds are 14-9 to the no-run first inning. The Phillies are 13-11 this season to the no-run first inning. So I actually do kind of lean to the Nerfy. I don't mind both these pitchers. I want to see the lineups because they're, depending if some of these guys are out, it will make the Nerfy more appealing to me. Obviously, it's a hitter-friendly ballpark, so it's scary taking a Nerfy in a hitter-friendly ballpark with a stacked top 4, Phillies lineup. But the wind does appear to be blowing out. So I have to see the lineup if I was going to lock the Nerfy in, but I lean to the Phillies in the All right, next game up is Braves Marlins. The Marlins got shut out in back-to-back games. Now they've put up no runs over like the last 20 or so innings that they've played. I mean, the Braves only did score 8 runs so far through the first two games. So that's kind of weird for the Braves. Like their offense, Travis d'Arnaud is the star of their offense in a sense right now. He's absolutely raking over his last 5 games, batting like a 600 average, multiple home runs. But you get Reynaldo Lopez, the righty, going. He's been solid this year. I have him on my fantasy baseball team. He had 7 strikeouts versus Astros last outing with no earned runs in the win there in 6 innings. He also had 6 strikeouts in 6 innings versus the Mets, a team that doesn't tend to strike out a ton, and he got the win there. He did lose that one game to the White Sox, which I was actually very surprised. That was with Crochet, and it was in Chicago. It was just I think that was in Chicago. Either way, that was it doesn't matter. And then you got Sixto Sanchez. Looks to be like this is a guy that's probably not going to get you deep into games. You're probably going to have to go to that Miami bullpen pretty early. He's pitched three innings in his last start, but that was back in 2020. So this will be his like first time pitching. So there's not really any data to look at. And then this Marlins bullpen, of course, is not good. They're still top 5, top 6 as far as ERA and home runs given up and whip and stuff. So I think the Braves get another easy win here. The Marlins offense is pretty much non-existent. I also think Reynaldo Lopez can get 6 or more strikeouts at plus 120. He's had 5. His strikeout line is set at 4.5, and it's heavily juiced to the over at 4.5. He's had 5, 6, and 7, so his strikeout numbers are going up. As long as he gets 6 again, this cash is at plus 120. So I actually might like that more. I'm gonna try to find some more player props in this game potentially, but I think Reynaldo Lopez can get 6 strikeouts versus a Miami team that strikes out about 22, 23% of the time, kind of middle of the pack, but still they can be definitely heavy strikeout prone, chase lots of balls. You can get them on lots of whiffs and stuff. So I would also probably put maybe the Braves and the Dodgers as a parlay, or maybe the Braves and the Yankees as a parlay at plus 105. Like maybe a super chalk parlay is Yankees, Braves. I don't know. Some of these got some of the favorites got to go down, but Guardians, Dodgers, Yankees, and Braves. If you put those all together, you get plus 445. So I don't know, not the greatest, but I think Reynaldo Lopez can get 6 or more strikeouts, and I think the Braves win this game easily again. So by multiple runs. So give me the Braves run line here. All right, next we're going to Wrigley Field where the Cubs host the Astros. I said yesterday that I was going to fade the Astros, and I seen a million people on X talking about how they were taking Astros money line. It was a lock, blah, blah, blah. I was like, man, this makes me like Cubs even more. I just was waiting for the lineups, seen the lineups drop, and took the Cubs team total over and the Cubs money line, and they won 7-2. So now you get Spencer Arrighetti going for Astros in a team that's won 7 games this season of 24. I don't think this is a good option for them. His last outing, he did have 5 strikeouts to the Braves, but 2 walks, 2 earned runs. He had 7 earned runs the one before that versus Kansas City. So right now his ERA is up around 5. He's only probably going to get 3 or 4 innings pitched, and then this goes to the Astros bullpen, which I don't like. Jameson Taillon is not my favorite pitcher, especially in this Cubs rotation, but he has given up home runs in back-to-back starts. His strikeout numbers are not as where they used to be. Usually you could rely on this guy to give you at least a strikeout per inning. But in Wrigley Field, that might change a little bit. The Astros can strike out a lot, and lots of their players are not batting great. Like Abreu and Bregman are absolutely struggling. So there's some guys on this Astros team. I mean, obviously you got the top guys for the Astros. You got Jose Altuve, the top guys for righties. You got Jeremy Pena is good with righties. Kyle Tucker's all right. Yordan Alvarez not the greatest. So other than Altuve, like a lot of the guys are hitting and kind of for average or way below. So Altuve 5 home runs, 400 average versus right-handed pitching this season, but versus Jameson Tyone, they have some decent numbers, but most of these guys right now are just struggling. I'm going to continue to fade the Astros. I think this Cubs team is just better. They're in better form. They have the momentum. They've won, what is it, 7 of the last 10 games. They did take they have took in 2 losses in their last 5 games, but the Astros have only won 3 of their last 10 games, and now they get Spencer Arrighetti and then this Astros bullpen. So I don't love their chances in this one. I'd be really surprised if they got it. If they get this win here, it's because they got the Jameson Tyone and absolutely rocked him. But we're seeing complete opposite weather from yesterday. Yesterday was great hitting conditions at Wrigley, wind blowing out. Now we're seeing the opposite, cooler temperatures, that 10-mile-an-hour wind kind of blowing in and across the plate. We're seeing that total back down to a Wrigley Field total. You can usually tell what the weather's doing based on looking at a total at Wrigley. If you see a Cubs game in Chicago and you see a high total, chances are the wind's blowing out, the hitting conditions are good. If you see a really low total, like we've seen 6.5s before, 7s, stuff like that, we're seeing an 8 this one, but it's kind of due to the pitching a little bit. But the lower the total means that the wind's blowing in. So give me the Cubs on this one. I will continue fade the Astros. They are off to the worst start they've had since like 2015, 2016, and their lineups just isn't hitting outside of their top couple guys. But I like this Cubs team as long as the main guys are in the lineup: Morel, Tauchman, Bellinger, Bush, Nico Horner, Ian Happ would be nice to have in the lineup. As long as there's like the main guys are in the lineup, I got to go Cubs money line. I mean, it's just what it is. Give me the Cubs. Let's go. All right, next we'll go to Kauffman Stadium, where the Kansas City Royals host the Toronto Blue Jays. Yesterday, I said the computer model liked the over, and it ended up being a lot lower scoring game than I was predicting. I had the Royals scoring 4 runs in that game. They only scored 3, so I got hooked on that one. But I did give out Royals money line. I would lean to on this side, so hopefully somebody played the Royals money line at PlusMoney. Today we're looking at the wind blowing in, Kauffman Stadium. The total is at 9 here. Little different than yesterday, but I don't know. You see these two teams, and you got Alec Marsh, who's been actually fairly solid to start the season. He's got a 2.80 ERA right now, 6 strikeouts in 5 2/3 innings versus the Orioles in that win last outing. He's only given up, I think, 1 home run to start the season. 1 home run to start the season, yeah. And then you got Yariel Rodriguez. He was absolutely dominant his last start versus the Padres. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings, giving up a solo home run to, I think it was Tatis Jr. That was that one we cashed with. And then 6 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings, and he gave up 1 home run. So he has given up home runs in back-to-back starts. That is kind of concerning. I do lean to the Royals in this one, actually. The Royals are also one of the top no-run first innings in the league. They're tied with the Yankees for no-run first innings. They're 17-7 overall to the no-run first inning. They're 10-6 as an underdog, and they've hit 9 straight no-run first innings as far as the Royals go. Blue Jays are 14-10 to the no-run first inning. They've hit two no-run first innings in a row. This one, I kind of lean to the no-run first inning, actually. Like, I'm just hoping that it starts slow, but you look, it is plus money, so that kind of makes people stay away from it. The Royals are still a top 3 first inning team. They have a 300 average in the first inning with 5 doubles and 3 home runs. But for whatever reason, they seem to be a more no-run first inning team, like having 17 of 24 games go no-run first inning. It makes you think, like, maybe the streak continues. Maybe Yariel Rodriguez can throw 1 solid first inning. Brandon Marsh can escape. I'm not as concerned with the Blue Jays. I'm more concerned with the Royals scoring first on this side, but both teams are hitting around like 220, 230 versus right-handed pitching. So we could potentially see this one start a little bit slower like we did yesterday. So kind of lean to the Nerfy. I would like to see the lineups for sure, but this one is, in my opinion, is there's value on the no run first inning here. So we could potentially see a small start, slow start to the game. So I would lean to the Nerfy. I do like the Royals in this game, but I want to see these lineups first. All right, the last game we're going to look at is the Rangers hosting the Mariners. Kyle Riley hit a home run for us yesterday. That was nice to give that one out. I think I can't remember where it was, but Kyle Riley has been solid, especially against right-handed pitching. He's hit now four home runs? Where is it? 4 home runs, 293 average. Versus right-handed pitching. Now Julio Rodriguez finally hit his first home run. I have him on my fantasy team as well. He had finally hit his first home run. He's batting 294, but his first home run of the season yesterday. So Mariners got a nice win yesterday. This one you're getting Bryce Miller going against John Gray. I think this will be a little bit of a pitcher's duel. Texas was built as a more pitcher-friendly ballpark compared to a hitter-friendly ballpark, but Bryce Miller's last outing, 7 strikeouts and 6 innings pitched. He gave up 1 solo home run, which was the only earned run. Mariners ended up going on to win that game 5-1. And the last start for John Gray, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings versus the Tigers. He did give up 3 walks and 1 earned run. The Rangers ended up losing that game 4-2. In this one, I got to go with the Mariners' first 5 innings plus a half a run. So it's the Mariners' first 5 run line, so plus a half. So as long as after 5 innings it's tied, for the Mariners have the score tied, say it's 0-0 after 5 innings, or say it's 2-2 after 5 innings, or something like that, that's a win. If the Mariners are up after 5 innings, any score, if they're up 1 run, if they're up 3 runs, whatever it is, then that's a win. So I like this. I think this could potentially be a little bit slower start. I kind of lean to the no run first inning too in this one. We're seeing the Mariners are one of the top no-run first innings team, 16-7 this season. We have seen both these games start off with runs in the first inning. That's the only thing. It's like these two teams have pretty potent top of the lineups, but the Rangers this season are 11-13 to the no-run first inning. That's the only thing that makes me concerned a little bit. So that's why I'm going for the first 5 innings at plus a half a run. The Mariners are starting to come on a little bit. They're hitting a little bit better. They're hitting righties. What is it? 290, 293 versus over the last 5 games. They're hitting righties, and the Rangers have kind of slowed down. They're hitting 209 versus righties. So I think the Bryce Miller and John Gray can kind of duel this one out for a little bit, and this just be a close game. I'm hoping it's a tie game where the Mariners are slightly leading or leading by whatever after the first inning. So give me the Mariners first 5 plus a half. All right, that's all I got for you guys. Make sure to drop your MLB picks in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I know these videos are long. I'm trying to give out information and to understand why I'm, looking at games the way I'm looking at them. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. If you want to hate on me for giving out some losers, feel free to hate on me. It's all part of the game. But I'm trying to put guys on some winners, try to find some winners. So trying to win as a community. So don't forget to drop your MLB picks in the comments, your player props, your strikeout props, whatever you got, home run props. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for following. And good luck today. Good luck on your wagers. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Peace.